Football hooligan, 41, who boasted about his brutal antics is living off a Euromillions fortune as he agrees he doesn't deserve it, but life isn't fair. A football thug who was jailed for 6 years and once described hooliganism as the best buzz in the world is now living off a Euromillions fortune. Notorious Bradford City hooligan Daniel Wright was at the center of a mob known as the Ointment who arranged violent clashes with rival firms and reveled in the chaos that followed. He received 3 football banning orders and even boasted about his brutal antics on television, telling Danny Dyer's Real Football Factory, "When it kicks off, it's the best buzz in the world. No drugs can touch it." Now it has emerged that Wright, 41, once branded a committed football hooligan by an outraged judge, is a lottery millionaire after landing a tax-free windfall on Euromillions. He splurged his £1 million prize on a new-build home in the leafy North Yorkshire market town of Yarm, 80 miles from his former Bradford hunting ground, and a £40,000 Rolex he had always wanted. However, Wright has yet to splash out on a motor befitting of a millionaire because he is banned from driving. Speaking to the Daily Mail, Wright described himself bluntly as a lucky B******************* D, and admitted many would say he does not deserve a shred of good fortune. He shrugged. "I would probably agree with them. But life isn't fair. If life was fair, everyone would get what they deserve. I'm a bit of a gambler, and I'd always fancied myself to win the lottery. I'd looked into it, and they don't have any rules like that. I knew they couldn't refuse to pay convicted criminals. There's no point playing it if they wouldn't pay out." Prior to landing the UK millionaire maker win in April 2022, Wright was a self-proclaimed football hooligan who boasted in Danny Dyer's docuseries in 2006. Many lads don't like fighting. As a leading member of the Ointment, named, said Wright, because you'd need ointment to sort it out after we'd battered you. His weekends were spent taking on rival firms across the country. In 2008, he was jailed for 27 months after being caught on CCTV hurling punches at Rotherham United fans outside a Bradford pub. The judge who jailed him condemned him as a committed football hooligan who reveled in his notoriety, handing him an 8-year nationwide stadium ban. Judge Durham Hall told Wright, "You clearly couldn't care less. You revel in your notoriety, even finding some satisfaction in being part of a group childishly named the Ointment, a choice which indicates the intellectual level of this activity." It was Wright's 3rd banning order, following earlier bans in 2004 and 2005. In 2016, he was jailed again, this time for 3.5 years after a mass brawl in a bar in Halifax, West Yorkshire. Wright claimed, "I tried splitting it up, but I've got a bad reputation in Bradford with the police. They said I was the ringleader and was punching this guy. I got found guilty and got 3.5 years. So, I've paid the price. Probably more than any hooligan I know. I don't know many more who have had sentences like that." Wright's gang was one of the most feared hooligan outfits in the country. Members would meet rival firms miles from stadiums to avoid police and dodge banning orders. Wright was first arrested in 2003 when trouble flared after a preseason clash with Aberdeen. Police raided homes after hooligans brawled in the streets, with 8 thugs eventually jailed, though Wright escaped prosecution. He told how he found out he was a millionaire while holidaying in Cape Verde in April 2022 with a former partner. Euromillions operator Camelot only queried the win because he was abroad, not because of his criminal record. Wright said, "I had an email saying you've won. I thought I'd won £2.50 or something like that. I logged into the app, and I thought I'd won £1,000. Then I started counting the zeros. I couldn't believe it. I spoke to Camelot, and because I was abroad, they asked me where I'd bought the ticket. Thankfully, I was on a standing order, because if I'd put it on while abroad, they wouldn't have paid out." One of the first things Wright did after the jackpot landed in his account was to move from Bradford in an attempt to go straight. Wright said, "I love my mates to pieces, but we're bad influences on each other. I didn't want to do what I used to. But in the first 18 months, I felt lost. It's hard when you've never had money, and then suddenly you've got loads. You don't know what to do with it.